90 Day Fiancé the other way, fans are worried about a star of the franchise, but not for reasons tied directly to the show itself. Over the years, viewers of 90 Day Fiancé the other way have grown accustomed to drama that revolves around cultural clashes, family disapproval, financial struggles, and emotional breakdowns caused by long-distance relationships. However, this time, the concern surrounding one of the franchise's most recognizable stars has very little to do with arguments, storylines, or on-screen conflict. Instead, fans have found themselves genuinely worried about the personal well-being and health of Jenny Singh, a veteran cast member whose journey has been followed closely since the very beginning of the spin-off. While Jenny Singh has faced ongoing struggles adjusting to life in India, living under the same roof as Sumit Singh's family, and attempting to establish financial stability through a cafe business with her husband, recent developments have shifted the conversation in a much more serious direction. Rather than debating cultural expectations or marital disagreements, viewers are now questioning whether Jenny may be facing serious health issues after a recent interview surfaced online and quickly began circulating among fans. Not long after Cinema Blend reported on the closure of Jenny and Sumit's cafe in India, a new interview featuring Jenny began making the rounds on Reddit and other social media platforms. The interview, which initially seemed harmless and routine, featured Jenny casually recounting an evening where she cooked spaghetti for Sumit's family. On the surface, it appeared to be a simple anecdote meant to show daily life and cultural blending within the household. However, fans immediately noticed something that felt deeply unsettling. Viewers pointed out that Jenny appeared noticeably different from how she had previously looked and sounded on the show. She was speaking much more slowly than fans were used to hearing, and her speech seemed slurred at times. This shift in her demeanor sparked immediate concern, as longtime fans recognized that this was not how Jenny typically communicated during interviews or confessionals. Reddit threads quickly filled with speculation, worry, and emotional reactions from fans who feared that something serious might be wrong. Some viewers expressed concern that the change could be related to exhaustion, stress, or aging, while others jumped to more alarming conclusions, wondering whether Jenny had suffered a medical emergency. Regardless of the theories, the overall tone among fans was one of genuine concern rather than gossip or judgment. As speculation intensified, Jenny's daughter, Christina, stepped in to address the growing worry through several TikTok videos. Christina, who has appeared sporadically throughout the 90 Day Fiancé franchise, took to social media to reassure viewers that she was fully aware of the situation involving her mother. In her videos, she made it clear that the family had been dealing with whatever was happening for some time, and that fans should remember how reality television content is produced. "Just so you guys know, we have known about her situation for a while," Christina explained. "You guys know these interviews are pre-taped. We're on this, okay?" Her words were meant to calm fans who feared that Jenny was suffering without support or medical attention. Christina emphasized that the interview footage being discussed was not recent and that people should not assume they were witnessing a current emergency. By pointing out that interviews are often recorded far in advance, she suggested that whatever viewers were reacting to may no longer reflect Jenny's present condition. At the same time, Christina firmly set boundaries regarding what she was willing to share publicly. She made it clear that she would not disclose specific details about her mother's health or personal situation, stating that it was not her place to reveal private information. According to Christina, the decision to share or withhold details ultimately belongs to Jenny and Sumit themselves. Christina explained that if her mother or stepfather chose to speak openly about what was going on, fans would eventually hear directly from them. Until then, she urged viewers to refrain from spreading rumors or making assumptions based on limited footage. Despite her refusal to share specifics, Christina's emotional tone and strong statements demonstrated just how seriously she was taking the situation. She stressed that she was fully prepared to support her mother in any way necessary, even though Jenny continues to live overseas in India. Christina also addressed concerns about distance and caregiving, making her position crystal clear. I would never in my wildest dreams neglect my mom, Christina stated firmly. I already told Summit if he needs me to go over there, just say the words and I'm on the next flight. I have no problem dropping my entire life to help my mother. Her words resonated strongly with fans, many of whom praised her devotion and willingness to put everything else on hold for her mother's well-being. Christina acknowledged that she has not been a frequent presence on 90 Day Fiancé, but she also hinted that she would step into a more active role if Jenny required care or assistance in the future. However, just days after Christina attempted to calm the situation, a new wave of rumors ignited even more controversy. According to Christina, some bloggers and individuals claiming to be 90 Day Fiancé insiders began spreading alarming claims that Jenny had suffered a stroke or possibly a heart attack. These rumors suggested that such a medical event could explain the slurred speech and slow delivery seen in the interview clip. In response, Christina posted a fiery message on Instagram, directly calling out those responsible for spreading what she described as false and irresponsible claims. In a since-deleted Instagram reel, she lashed out at bloggers who alleged that she had been the source of their information. Christina made it clear that she had never confirmed such details and strongly condemned the practice of turning unverified speculation into headlines. Her reaction underscored the emotional toll that public scrutiny and misinformation can take on families connected to reality television. Meanwhile, Jenny was recently spotted in the United States attending a 90 Day Fiancé holiday party in New York City. Notably, Summit was absent from the event, which led to even more questions from fans. Christina addressed this as well, explaining that Summit does not currently have a visa that allows him to travel to the United States. This legal limitation may be one of the reasons Jenny continues to live primarily in India, even amid potential health concerns. For some viewers, this raised additional worries about Jenny's ability to receive support from her family while living overseas. Others wondered whether the distance and isolation could be contributing to both emotional and physical stress. With so many unknowns, fans are left speculating about Jenny and Summit's future on the show. Depending on what is truly going on with Jenny's health, it is possible that the couple may not appear on the 2026 TV schedule. At the same time, Christina's reminder that interviews and storylines are pre-taped suggests that whatever fans observed could be from a period that has already passed. As of now, there is very little confirmed information available, leaving fans to wait and hope for clarity in the coming months. Jenny and Summit remain one of the most veteran and controversial couples in the 90 Day Fiancé universe. They first appeared in the debut season of The Other Way in 2019, instantly capturing attention due to their unconventional relationship. From the start, Summit's parents fiercely disapproved of the union, not only because of the significant 30-year age gap between Jenny and Summit, but also because Summit was already married to another woman when their relationship began. Even after Summit finalized his divorce, his parents continued to express concern. Their fear was rooted in tradition, responsibility, and cultural expectations. They worried that Summit would abandon his duty to care for them in their old age if he devoted himself fully to Jenny, especially given her age and potential need for care herself in the future. Although Summit's parents eventually accepted the marriage, fans have long wondered whether those fears truly disappeared or whether they simply went unspoken. As a fan, it remains deeply compelling to consider whether those concerns still linger beneath the surface, particularly now, as questions surrounding Jenny's health have come into focus. If anything, the current situation may bring renewed attention to the very issues that Sumit's parents warned about from the beginning. Fans of 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way, are currently expressing deep concern about one of the franchise's most familiar faces, but not for reasons directly connected to the show's usual drama. Over the years, viewers have become accustomed to storylines filled with intense cultural clashes, family resistance, financial instability, and emotional turmoil caused by international relationships. These elements have long defined the series and kept audiences emotionally invested. However, the latest wave of concern surrounding the franchise feels different, more personal, and far more serious. This time, the spotlight is on Jenny Singh, a longtime cast member whose journey has been followed closely since the earliest days of The Other Way. While Jenny has faced no shortage of challenges throughout her time on the show, from struggling to adapt to life in India, to navigating tense relationships with Sumit Singh's family, and attempting to build financial security through a shared cafe business, the conversation among fans has shifted dramatically. Instead of debating relationship conflicts or cultural expectations, viewers are now focused on Jenny's health and overall well-being after a recent interview raised alarming questions. Shortly after Cinema Blend reported that Jenny and Sumit's cafe in India had shut down, an interview featuring Jenny began circulating widely on Reddit and other social media platforms. The video quickly caught attention, not because of anything she said, but because of how she said it. In the interview, Jenny casually described an evening spent cooking spaghetti for Sumit's family, presenting the moment as a lighthearted example of blending cultures and daily domestic life. At first glance, the story appeared harmless and routine. However, longtime fans immediately sensed that something was off. Many viewers noticed that Jenny appeared noticeably different from how they remembered her. Her speech was significantly slower, and at times her words sounded slurred. This was a sharp contrast to the Jenny audiences had seen for years on the show, someone who, regardless of stress or conflict, typically spoke clearly and with confidence. The change in her speech pattern sparked widespread concern, prompting fans to flood Reddit threads with worried comments and emotional reactions. Some fans speculated that Jenny might simply be exhausted, overwhelmed by stress, or feeling the effects of aging. Others, however, feared something far more serious, including the possibility of a medical emergency. Despite the wide range of theories, the overall reaction was not rooted in judgment or gossip. Instead, it reflected genuine worry from viewers who have watched Jenny's life unfold on television for years and have grown emotionally attached to her story. As the speculation intensified, Jenny's daughter, Christina, stepped forward to address the growing anxiety through a series of TikTok videos. Christina, who has made occasional appearances throughout the 90 Day Fiancé franchise, reassured fans that she was fully aware of what was happening with her mother. She emphasized that the family had been dealing with the situation for some time and reminded viewers that reality television interviews are often recorded well in advance. Christina explained that the footage circulating online was pre-taped and should not be assumed to reflect Jenny's current condition. Her message was meant to calm fears that Jenny was facing a health crisis without proper care or support. By highlighting the delayed nature of televised content, Christina suggested that whatever fans were reacting to may already be in the past. At the same time, Christina made it very clear that she would not share personal or medical details about her mother's situation. She firmly stated that it was not her role to reveal private information and that the decision to speak publicly rested solely with Jenny and Sumit. Until then, she urged fans to avoid spreading rumors or drawing conclusions based on limited and outdated footage. Despite keeping specific details private, Christina's tone left no doubt about how seriously she was taking the situation. She stressed that she was ready to step in and help her mother immediately if needed, even though Jenny continues to live overseas in India. Christina directly addressed concerns about distance and caregiving, making her commitment unmistakably clear. She stated that she would never neglect her mother under any circumstances and revealed that she had already told Sumit that if he needed her to come to India, she would do so without hesitation. Christina emphasized that she had no issue putting her own life on hold to ensure her mother received the care and support she might need. Her words resonated deeply with fans, many of whom praised her loyalty, devotion, and sense of responsibility. However, just days after Christina attempted to ease concerns, the situation escalated once again. According to her, certain bloggers and individuals claiming to be 90-Day Fiancé insiders began spreading alarming rumors that Jenny had suffered a stroke or possibly a heart attack. These claims quickly gained traction online, with some suggesting that such a medical event could explain Jenny's slowed and slurred speech. In response, Christina released a strongly worded message on Instagram, angrily calling out those responsible for spreading what she described as reckless and false information. In a since-deleted Instagram reel, she directly addressed bloggers who claimed she was the source of these rumors, firmly denying any involvement. Christina condemned the practice of turning unverified speculation into sensational headlines, highlighting the emotional toll that such misinformation can have on families connected to reality television. Meanwhile, Jenny was recently seen in the United States attending a 90-Day Fiancé holiday event in New York City. Notably absent from the gathering was Sumit, which led to even more questions among fans. Christina clarified that Sumit does not currently have a visa that allows him to travel to the United States, explaining his absence. This legal barrier may also be a major reason why Jenny continues to live primarily in India, even amid ongoing health concerns. For some fans, this raised additional worries about Jenny's access to family support while living abroad. Others questioned whether the isolation and distance from loved ones could be contributing to both emotional strain and physical health challenges. With so many unanswered questions, fans are left speculating about Jenny and Sumit's future on the show. Depending on the reality of Jenny's health situation, it is possible that the couple may not appear in future seasons, including the 2026 television schedule. However, given that storylines and interviews are often filmed long before airing, it remains possible that whatever viewers witnessed has already been resolved. Jenny and Sumit remain one of the most enduring and controversial couples in the 90-Day Fiancé universe. Since their debut on The Other Way in 2019, their relationship has drawn attention due to its unconventional nature, significant age gap, and intense family opposition. From the beginning, Sumit's parents strongly disapproved, not only because of the 30-year age difference, but also because Sumit was married to another woman when the relationship began. Even after Sumit's divorce, his parents continued to express concern, fearing that he would abandon his traditional responsibilities to care for them in their old age if he devoted himself fully to Jenny. Although they eventually accepted the marriage, fans have long wondered whether those fears ever truly disappeared. Now, as questions surrounding Jenny's health come to the forefront, it is difficult not to reflect on the very concerns Sumit's parents raised years ago. The current situation may be casting new light on unresolved fears that have lingered quietly beneath the surface all along. 90-Day Fiancé The Other Way, fans are worried about a star of the franchise, but not for reasons tied to the show. While Jenny Singh has struggled in adjusting to living with Sumit's family and running a cafe with him, she sparked concern when an interview with the reality star made viewers concerned about her health. Not long after Cinema Blend wrote about how her cafe with Sumit in India closed, an interview with Jenny is making rounds on Reddit. The video, which featured the 90-Day star recapping her night making spaghetti for Sumit's family, showed Jenny speaking much slower than we've seen and slurring her speech. Her daughter, Christina, made a few videos on TikTok about the situation, but assured those wondering that she's aware of what's going on. Just so you guys know, we have known about her situation for a while. You guys know these interviews are pre-taped. We're on this, okay? Christina made it clear she will not share what's going on with her mother, as it's not her place to dish details. She said that it will come down to whether Jenny or Sumit wishes to share what's going on, and as of writing, they have not. She also noted that she is ready to help her mother at a moment's notice, despite Jenny still living overseas in India. Christina hasn't made many appearances on 90 Day Fiancé, but she might in the future should her mother need to be cared for. I would never, never in my wildest dreams neglect my mom. I already told Sumit if he needs me to go over there, just say the words and I'm on the next flight. I have no problem dropping my entire life to help my mother. A couple of days after this message, Christina Cuevas was back with another update. Apparently, some bloggers and alleged 90-day insiders had claimed Jenny had a stroke or potentially a heart attack, and that was what led to her slurred and slow speech. Christina posted a fiery response on a since-deleted Instagram reel, lashing out at whoever reported the rumors and said that she was the source of their information. Jenny was recently in the United States for a holiday party in New York City for 90 Day Fiancé, but Sumit was not with her. Christina explained in her videos that he does not have a visa to travel to the country, which may be why Jenny remains in India despite potential health problems. More on 90 Day Fiancé. 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way's goat adventure might have exposed a big problem in Anthony and Manon's relationship. Depending on what is going on with Jenny, it's possible the couple won't be featured in the 2026 TV schedule. Then again, her daughter mentioned that interviews and storylines are pre-taped, so it's possible that whatever happened with her is long in the past. We don't have a ton of information to go on, but we may learn more down the line. Jenny and Sumit are one of 90 Day Fiancé's veteran couples, having appeared in the first season of The Other Way back in 2019. Sumit's parents disapproved of the union due to Sumit already being married to another woman and because of the significant 30-year age gap between them. After his divorce, Sumit's parents still disapproved of the age gap and feared their son would shirk his responsibilities of caring for them in old age, as he'd be saddled with caring for Jenny instead. I'd be interested as a fan to know if that is still a fear for them even after they accepted the marriage.